Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Aparna Chandran here, and today in this video I'm going to take you through a series of hamstring stretches. Why? Well, number one, someone on Instagram texted me and asked me to get creative with hamstring stretches, and while my creativity sucks, I can at least give you a few stretches. Number two, many of us do not stretch, let alone our hamstrings, we don't stretch at all. And number three, personally, I am someone who runs around a lot the entire day, like basketball, running, workouts, boot camps, just filming, and my lower body gets extremely sore and tight. So I make sure to incorporate foam rolling, I make sure to incorporate a lot of stretching, just so that I don't suffer from any stiffness, I don't suffer from any injuries later on, and that is why I am going to take you through a series of stretches today, ranging from beginner to advanced. I will take you through about 10, let's say 12 exercises, to 10 to 12 stretches, and you don't need to do all of them. Just pick 2 or 3, add them into your routine and see how they help you out. So let's get into the video now, and you know it, don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button, because I will be sharing a lot more educational videos and informative videos just like this one to help you on your health and fitness journey. And you liking and subscribing the video also helps me reach a lot more people and helps me out, so I truly appreciate it. So don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. For now, let's dive into the video. The first thing is to understand what your hamstrings do for you. Your hamstrings don't only help you bend your knee, which is knee flexion, but they also help in hip extension, providing stability at the knee, and work with the other muscles of the lower body to improve your performance and provide stability overall. So simple movements like walking, running, just bending your knee, climbing upstairs require your hamstrings to work properly. And if you don't take care of them, then you can say goodbye to these day-to-day actions, because you might feel a little bit of discomfort and pain while doing them. Now, you have to remember that stretching is going to get rid of tight muscles. Not necessarily soreness. They might help with soreness a little bit, but if you have really sore muscles, other things that can help are foam rolling, getting massages, hot and cold showers. Stretching will help a little bit, but it will not get rid of your soreness completely. And I am going to only give you hamstring stretches, so you need to make sure that you do stretches for the different muscles in your body, and also make sure that you recover properly so that all the muscles in your body are functioning properly. But today we will look at only hamstring stretches, and in consequent videos I will give you other stretches as well. So let's get started with the stretches. Like I said, I will be running you through a series of 10 to 12 stretches, varying from beginner to advanced versions. So pick what you feel you can do, add those to your routine, and hopefully that helps you out. So let's go. So the first one is the most basic stretch. We're going to start with a standing double leg stretch. So you want to make sure that your feet are slightly apart, not shoulder width, slightly apart is fine. You're going to stand here and just bend forward while keeping your knees straight. Try and touch the floor. If you can't touch the floor, it's fine. You can touch your toes, your ankles, your shins, whatever you can reach. As long as your knees are straight, it's fine. You should be able to feel the stretch behind your calves as well as your hamstrings. So hold the stretch for about 60 seconds before you release it, and make sure to breathe, try not to hold your breath. As time passes by, you'll be able to bend into a deeper stretch. The second one, we're moving on to standing single leg stretches. So you want to make sure that one knee is bent. So for example, if we're going to stretch out the left leg, you want to make sure that your right knee is bent. Left leg goes straight, only the heel is on the mat. You bend forward while keeping this left leg straight, this leg bent, and just try and touch your toes. Bend forward as much as you can go. Again, you'll be able to feel a stretch in your calves as well as your hamstrings. You hold the stretch for 30 seconds on one side, and then you switch to the other leg, keeping the left knee bent, right knee straight, and stretch it out the same way. A variation for this is to do it on a stool just for a deeper stretch. So, taking the leg that you want to stretch, you place it on the stool with only the heel on the stool or a raised surface. From there, you're going to bend that left knee, bend the opposite knee. Again, bend forward, keeping this knee straight, and just pull in your toes a little bit. Nicely flex that toe, flex that foot. You should be able to feel a deeper stretch in your calves as well as your hamstrings. Again, repeat these on both sides for 30 seconds each. For the next one, we're going to be doing a downward dog hold. So coming into an all fours position, knees shoulder width apart, hands flat on the floor right below your shoulders. Tuck in your toes here and just lift up into a mountain pose. Now, you can try and flatten your feet. If you can't, slightly raise is fine. You can just hold it here or walk it out one by one just to feel that stretch in those hamstrings and those calves. You can just hold it here, but if you do want a deeper stretch, you can take the opposite hand. So if you want to stretch out your right leg, taking the left hand, just try and grab it on the outside behind the calf. This will stretch out your right leg a little bit more. And then you switch to the other side, taking the right hand, hold it on the outside of the calf of the other leg. If you're doing this variation, hold it for 30 seconds on each side. Otherwise, as a whole, 60 seconds on this stretch. For the next one, we are turning around, keeping both legs straight on the mat. We're going for a seated double leg stretch, just like how we did in the standing. So both feet together, knees straight. Try not to bend it at the knees. From there, arms go up, and you're just going to bend forward. Try and touch your toes. Again, if you cannot reach your toes, your ankles, your shin, they're totally fine. Just make sure that your knees are straight. And just bending forward. Try and push your forehead down as much as you can. Again, hold the stretch for about 60 seconds. Moving on to the next one, we're going to be doing a single leg stretch. So taking your right leg, place it to the inside of the left thigh, and this left leg comes straight here. Hopefully my leg is not going out of the frame. So taking the right leg, coming into the inside of the left thigh, just placing it forward there and bend forward, try and touch your left toe. Try not to lift this leg off the mat, it's going to be flat here, and you're just going to bend forward. Again, you know the drill, either your toe, shin or your ankle, whichever you can reach, just keep the knee straight. Hold it for 30 seconds and then you switch sides and just do the same thing. 30 seconds on each leg. Alright, these were the beginner stretches, guys. Now I'm going to show you a little bit more advanced stretches. This is completely optional to do, but I love these because they really help me stretch out my hamstrings. So for the first one, you're going to be using a band. I will show you a variation without the band as well, but that will be a little harder. So, keeping your left leg straight, you're going to take your band and loop it around the foot of your right leg. So just around that arch there, around the midfoot, you're going to loop it, keeping the knee straight. You're going to hold on to that band, make sure that the band is tight. Now, if keeping this leg straight is too tough, that might mean that your muscles are too tight. You can bend this leg, because the idea is that you want to stretch this leg a little bit more, but ideally you want to keep this leg straight as well. So now pulling at the band, make sure that the toe is flexed, your foot is flexed, it's not pointed, your foot is flexed. You're going to pull this band and try and straighten your leg all the way. So you should be able to feel a stretch here. Again, most of these stretches will stretch out both your calves and your hamstrings, which is totally fine. It's good for you, it's just a bonus. So same thing, you repeat this stretch for 30 seconds on each side. Now, the variation without the band, if you have enough flexibility, you can do this. Make sure that your knee is straight, holding it at the calf, pull it in all the way. Now, if you can, flex that foot, reach with the opposite hand, pull that foot inside, you'll feel a nice stretch. You'll feel a nice stretch on your calves, pulling at your hamstrings as well. And this is great. This is great for a deep stretch. Same thing on the other leg. The leg goes up. You pull it in at the calf. Pull it in all the way. Again, option to do it with bent legs as well. Holding it there. Flex that foot. Flexing that foot makes all the difference. And pull it in. There we go, guys. That's your variation for this one. Now, for the next one, we're going for a double leg wall stretch. Now for the next one, I know the lighting is not great, but I had to switch angles because I needed a wall and I needed to show you this angle. But we're going to get into a double leg wall stretch. So if you do have a wall or a doorway, that would work. Again, this is very advanced. So you want to prop up your legs against a wall, making sure that your knees are straight. You're really pushing your body into that wall all the way. Your hip, your butt is all flat against the wall. Make sure that your legs are together and you're just straightening that hamstring, straightening that leg basically. So you'll feel a nice stretch on your hamstrings. Now if you do want a deeper stretch, what you can do is take one leg, place it on the foot of the other leg and just push that foot down. Again, we're flexing that foot so that we really feel that stretch in that calf and that hamstring. Again, if you're doing this 30 seconds on each leg, you switch after 30 seconds, Pull it in all the way. This is great. I love the stretch. I love the stretch. Oh, and I forgot music for you. There we go. Alright, if you're holding just a wall stretch, then 60 seconds here. Now, another variation of this is the single leg stretch. So if two legs are too hard for you, you can find a doorway or a wall and just do a single leg wall stretch here. Again, keeping it here, try not to point that toe. You want that toe towards you as much as possible so that you feel the stretch. Now for the last two stretches, the next one is one that I really like. So I regularly incorporate yoga into my routine because I love it for flexibility, for mobility routines as well. And I know you're not supposed to do it with shoes, so forgive me, but I'm just going to show you one stretch that I love doing in yoga, which is the triangle pose. So you make sure that your feet are wide apart. Your left toe, depending on whichever side you're stretching, your left toe is facing that way. The other leg is facing forward. From here, both hands come shoulder level. You're not turning your body. The body is going to be straight and you're just going to bend sideways. Try and touch your ankle. If you can reach the floor, that's great as well. But this is the triangle pose. This will stretch out your hamstrings and your calves on this leg. Now, if you have a tendency like me, or if you're hypermobile, your knee might get locked. So you want to slightly loosen that knee so that it doesn't get locked there and you don't get injured. If not, you can keep it straight. This is the triangle pose. A deeper stretch would be extended triangle. So you just take that arm up and above without turning your body. Make sure that your chest is facing forward and you just stretch it out. Again, 30 seconds here and then you switch to the other side. The right toe will face that way and then you go into that triangle pose. Again, yoga pose, don't do it with shoes, I'm just showing you. Now the last one is also what I learned from yoga, and it also helps with balance and core stability as well, but I love this because it just simply is such a great stretch for your lower body. So it is single leg balancing, so if you want to, you can take support, make use of a block if you need to, but basically you're gonna put one leg back just like a bird dog, standing bird dog. So you're going to take one leg back all the way, have a slight bend in this knee, touch the floor. Once you touch the floor, oops, lost my balance. Once you touch the floor, straighten out that leg as much as you can and walk in towards your feet as much as you can as well. Drop your forehead as close to your knee as possible. You'll feel a nice stretch on the back side of your leg. Again, if you have enough balance, enough flexibility, you can remove your hands and try and hold your legs as well. Hold this as much as you can, ideally 20 to 30 seconds, and then switch to the other side. And that will be great. Again, this is an advanced stretch as well. So that's my library of hamstring stretches for you guys, and hopefully it helps you out. Again, you can pick 2 or 3 exercises from this and add it to your entire stretching routine. But just make sure that you add it to your routine because guys, building muscles, having six-pack, all of that is great. But what's even greater is to be able to move your body freely without pain, having enough flexibility and just being in control of your body and do what you like without any discomfort. So do not forget your flexibility work. Stretching will really help you remove stiffness from your muscles. There are other recovery methods that you can use to relieve your body from soreness, which I will be talking about in the subsequent videos. So do stay tuned. But hopefully you liked this video. If you did, do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button and let me know in the comments below what other videos you would like to see, what will help you out. And I also take a lot of questions on Instagram, so you can leave me a DM or just text me there as well, whatever works for you. And I will see you in the next video. Till then, signing off. Bye-bye.